So recently, I just got back from a comedy tour, and I had a comedy club owner tell me not to do political material because, quote, the audience comes here to drink, not to think, which is a very impressive rhyme scheme. So I thought to fit more in to the mainstream comedy clubs that I would try out some more kind of mainstream observational humor, if you will, and see what happens. So here's what I got. Have you ever noticed that black people are different than white people? I didn't really notice until I read an article talking about how we send army recruiters to poor urban areas to recruit children to fight in battles that rich white men create, and the children go because we don't fund their schools, rig their voting, and watch as floods drown out their shit-filled lives. But you don't really hear about that on the news because once a month some dumb white girl gets herself kidnapped by her husband while jogging, and well, she's just prettier than old nappy hair. Oh, and what's the deal with white people trying to dance? Don't they dance kind of funny? Maybe they dance funny because they didn't have to learn to dance as a form of communication when another race enslaved them. And what's the deal with airplane food? I mean, what's going on with all those rules on an aeroplane? Put your seat in an upright position. That would only make sense if you have to be prepared to tackle a terrorist who overtook the plane because we overthrow democratically elected governments in other countries. And have you noticed that Michael Jackson looks black and kind of white? Also, he fucks children, much like the many priests that fuck children, but instead of going to jail, they get shuffled from parish to fuck more children. And technically, if they're the closest members to God, then maybe that means that God's fucking children, and that's why there's so much death and misery and war and disease in the world, because God doesn't have time to fix it because he's too busy fucking children. And then I think I'm going to close with an impression or something about the Jews. I don't know. But this has been Jamie Kilstein, and that was your liberal shot of political whiskey.